Yo! What's going on, gamers? Perfect landing. That's right, we're back. More Endless Lockerless. A few days later, I've got some endless runs under my belt. I'm actually sort of kind of in the mood to do some more. Although I do want to play a lot of other games at the moment, just because there's a lot of fresh games. What is this? Meat? Hello, Arby's. This is the Arby's secret meat sauce right here. Also doubles as a chum bucket. They're just a general contractor, you know. They have any clientele they can get, you know. Anyway, how we doing, chat? We doing good? I hope so. I wasn't really in the mood to record, but the second I hit record, honestly, I was like, you know what? Sure. So, I'm feeling a little better immediately just by hitting record. And you know what? That's thanks to you guys, because a big milestone was hit when I woke up this morning. 4,000 of you have subscribed to this slap, which is kind of crazy. I want to thank every single one of you, and most of you guys probably know me for pressure, but of course I do try to post a variety of content. It's just I like this game does well, you guys like this game, why not? I will post it more. But of course I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. At 5K I will do something special, because that's just a kind of nice round even number. What the warp zone? I don't think I've gotten this yet. Ooh. Hold on a second. I don't think I've gotten this yet. Oh boy. Word. Okay, I'm in the Divide. That's what's up. Okay, that's interesting and cool. Anyway, like I was saying, at 5K, I will do something special. Don't really know what yet. And for reason for 5K, just because it's a nice even, halfway to 10K more, And of course at 10K, I will also do something special for you guys. Don't know what that special thing will be yet. I might just do like a big stream, like maybe like a 12 or 24-hour stream. Did I interrupt something, gentlemen? I can come back at a different time. Nice flower, by the way. You look gorgeous, doll. I'll be back. What's up with those guys? Jesus, okay. Actually, hold on, guys. I forgot my wallet. Let me just... Alright. Pleasure meeting y'all. I am probably going to go back to my roots if you guys do not know, if you're new around here. I started on Escape from Tarkov and just random horror games that I played. I saw a bunch of horror games that I thought I would check out again. So I'm probably going to be posting a little bit of that, but this game, of course, they're having a bunch of different parts and releases and blah blah blah. They're probably not going to be out for a long while just because the developers are pretty burnt out as I voice crack. The environmental storytelling in that room was crazy. All the other rooms I went through were like empty, it had no notes, but the one that was like reached into and had no object in it had like notes and like a video recording of a tape. They were interviewing some like SCP creature and it broke out. Cinema, environmental storytelling. But yeah, other than that, huge news for the unemployed. I got a red fox and got my first $1 billion in Grow a Garden. So yeah, I play Grow a Garden usually when I'm editing. It kind of distracts me a little bit, not even gonna lie, but at the same time I just kind of sit there with the sound off, give mutations on fruit while I edit videos, usually at 12 in the morning past. I got my red fox by, a bunch of people used to harass me in the general chat because I had like an absolutely massive stegosaurus I hatched. Like it was like 30 kilograms. It was huge. Everybody in the server, when they join, they see this huge stegosaurus in my plot and like, yo, Liquid, trade for this. And normally it's like, some like bum ass deal or like, $1 billion or something. I'm like, I don't really care about money. But every single time, it's strange to me that they always want to initiate the deal and then they're like, all right, not going first. It's like, what do you mean? You initiated the deal. It's common sense, at least to me, that if you want something from me, you have to convince me and then go first. But yeah, it's like going to a restaurant, paying for your food, sitting down, and the waiter doesn't, take your order up until you tip them. It's like, what? Like, it's just so bizarre how, like, people all the time would just, like, initiate trades or whatnot, and then be like, usually the guy who initiates the trade is always like, all right, you go first. It's like, no, I'm not the one that wants to trade. I always just found that stupid. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. Eventually some guy was like, yo, Liquid, blah, blah, blah. and like, what pets do you have? I was really after a dragonfly, but he didn't have one. But he's like, I'll give you a red fox. And I was like, alright. And before anything I said, like, literally, like, I got so tired of people, like, you know, being wussies and backing out of deals because they weren't, you know, apparently it's bizarre. Fuck. Yeah, I was kind of screwed there. I didn't know his pathing for that specific room archetype. That room is kind of rare. So I was kind of hoping he would face through the rocks instead of go through the vent, but whatever, no big deal. But yeah, you know, people most of the time, you know, we get the trade going, they try and convince me, you know, sometimes they'd be like, I'll give you like $2 trillion. In that case, I'm like, you know what, sure, whatever, dude. I'm like, and you know, I go up to them, I'll be like, alright, I'm waiting for your trade. He's like, oh, I'm not gonna go first, that's a lot of money. And I'm like, you're the one who offered the trade first, why aren't you going first? He's like, cause you're gonna scam. And I'm like, the trade hasn't even happened, you're gonna call me a fucking scammer? Get out of here. But yeah, you know, eventually, you know, first thing I said to this guy is like, if you want to trade with me, I'm not going first. Like, I don't care what you have. And he was like, oh. And then I guess he still wanted it because he was still, you know, yapping on about some stuff. But eventually, you know, he comes to an agreement being like, I'm going to write down your username and I'm going to record and I'm going to report you if you scan. I'm like, sure, dude. Whatever. So eventually he gives me the red fox and I give him the stegosaurus. And he's like, oh my god, you actually didn't leave. You're so amazing and awesome and blah, 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 blah. And plus I have like a dozen more stegosauruses. They're not, you know, super uncommon. If you want a big one, sure, I don't really care if it's big or not. It's just kind of a spectacle to look at. And then, yeah. So that's the story of how I got my first Lady Divine pet. Like, that's my first ever divine pet, is that red fox. And it's cool, I guess. Somebody finally, you know, used their brain and got comfortable enough to trade instead of just poking and prodding at each other and getting all offended that nobody wants to go first because people just leave. I'm going to keep yapping on about Rogarn for a second, but I swear this is the last one for people who don't really care about the game. Alright, I swear last one. But anyway, I know I said I got my first $1 billion, which is true. I got my first $1 billion in my wallet, but I actually have a $2 trillion fruit that I kind of been, you know, that's kind of why I don't care about money. I can just sell it at any time and get infinite money. But you know, somebody was like trading Dragonfly, and I was like, I'll give you $2 trillion for it. He's like, bro, that's a horrible trade. And I'm like, $2 trillion is a horrible trade for a Dragonfly? You don't have to worry about money like ever again. Like, I know some people get into like the quadrillions and quintillions and whatnot, but it's like, you know, once you're in the trillions in that game, it's like, do you really need to worry about money? Not really. So I'm kind of at you guys if you know what you guys are talking about. Is $2 trillion really a bad trade for a Dragonfly? I think it's kind of fair. Because, I mean, it's just going to get you more money. But, you know, what do I know? I don't really, you know, care to research about that. I just kind of play while editing. Ow, 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 ouch, 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 owie, 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 wowie, mama. Medkit time. Other than that, chat, I guess I should apologize for kind of taking a little bit longer than normal to post. Although it's not super uncommon, I maybe sometimes take an extra day or two to post a video. I've just been busy. I'm trying to apply for classes for college, and I'm working more hours, and, you know, once you get to a certain age, it's kind of just like, alright, I'm now just busy 24/7, and finding time to sit down and record and edit is kind of harsh. It's mainly because I don't really want to compromise on the editing of my videos. I kind of just adapted like some bullshit, put whatever the hell I want on the screen, brain rot style editing. I kind of just don't really want to, like, every single time I say like I'm gonna try like and edit like, you know, a little bit less so I can get videos out quicker, I end up just going back on my word. I'm kind of boned here, but you know. Well, Wahi. Fuck you, me. But yeah, the reason why I bring that up is just because, like, I know I still might go back on my word, no guarantees, but for this video, since I'm just kind of yapping a lot, I honest to God might just put in long segments of just me yapping. Maybe with like a meme or two, maybe. Just in an effort to maybe get this video out a little bit quicker and see if you guys like it. So I'm looking for your honest feedback if you're new around here. Now, if you've been here a while, you know, which do you prefer? Do you prefer the longer time to make videos but the more brain rot in it? Or do you prefer me getting videos out a bit quicker and more just looking at the raw gameplay? I do ask usually that question like about like once a month, just because, you know, I'm still trying to figure out, you know, what I'm doing and what you guys like. You know, I like this channel to be a little bit more community driven than most other YouTube channels. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of really all I wanted to say about that. Of course I say that, but hello God, by the way, welcome. Anyway, here's the miracle drug cure of how this empire makes its dirty money right here. Let's go say hi to him.
The HOA Karen's back. Hi, remember me? Yeah, you still haven't moved your trailer. Okay? You're just racking up occurring fines, and I'm gonna have to get the police involved pretty soon, okay? I'm talking to you, mister. Oh, don't you roll your eyes at me. That's very rude. I walk into your house and this is how you treat me? What if you walked in my house demanding all these demands and you... I'm calling the cop!
I kinda lost towards the end there.
I'll see you in court. Pay your HOA fines or else.
Say, what else, Chad? Forsaken got a No Lie or whatever his name is out update. They also had a very interesting change, I guess, for lack of better words. Actually, I guess I can call it a bum-ass change. It's kind of just like, why? You know, they prevented back shots or whatever in the game by like some videos I've seen it just like you just die. I haven't tested it out for myself, by the way. I haven't played Forsaken ever since the update, but apparently they removed being able to get back shotted, which that's kind of strange. You know, I mean, like, who hurt the developer's feelings? Okay, who would beat the developer in their own game and gave them back shots and were toxic? Okay, who did it? Raise their hands. Yeah, that change is a little silly. But it's not my game at the end of the day, so who really cares, you know? I think that's just kind of a silly burger change. Oh, really? Let's hope this is far enough. Not quite. A little bit of bad luck today, but, you know, no big deal. Lava. I already made the lava chicken joke. I can't do it 2 videos in a row. Man, I don't know. What's some other things I can yap about? A bit of a yapper here. I've been wanting to play Escape from Tarkov again. I'm pretty sure I already said that, but the reason why is because they have a hardcore wipe going on. And at this point, it's a little late to really get into that, but I've just been busy and, you know, for other videos. And I know that video probably won't do very well. It's kind of like I've been hesitant to, let's go over here. There we go. That is a strategy to not get eaten by anglers. Chat, write down some notes. Write down some notes, okay? Which also reminds me that some guy left a comment being like that on like my lockerless guide or whatever again. He's like, great, now show me how to do this on a shitty ass PC. No, I mean, it's Roblox. I don't know how good of a PC you really need. Well, I say that, but I know some Roblox games are pretty intense, but believe me, I know my PC isn't the greatest in the world. It's decent enough, but it can barely sometimes run my editing software, which is really unfortunate because it makes editing like really annoying sometimes whenever it keeps crashing and I try to click on things and my PC's loading and, you know, I gotta wait for imports and they take forever and it's just like, it's pretty hair ripping, let me tell you. Sometimes it's not very fun. And believe me, there's been a fair bit of videos that have also just ended that I uploaded where it ends with my game stalling out or my game crashing. Either because, you know, my Roblox crashed or my internet went out. Usually it's my internet, but sometimes the game just crashes. So I understand, I feel y'all's pain if you don't have a good computer. If I get past like door 50 or something on this run, I might make this the last run. If I die pretty soon though, I might hop in for one more. See? Game lagging. See? I told you. Just when I was yapping about it. Just when I was yapping about it. Told you. Hopefully my recording doesn't crash so I can get this on recording, but I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Yep.
With the 007 like I'm sophisticated. Fit on me expensive foreign fabrics. I'm